Like,
We do what's called a fab league.
yeah,
So I put in $90 of my fab on Garendo.
90 out of 100 or out of
We
a
did,
thousand.
like, we did, I think we did 150.
Hey,
Hi.
Here we go.
Good morning. I missed you. How's it going?
good.
But I put in 90 on them this past week. And somebody used all of theirs at 100 that they had left. And I was like, wow, why didn't I just go all out?
What the heck?
Either way, I'll be up. But Chuba being the lead back for sure doesn't really matter now. Right?
Yeah.
I got her.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm gonna compare it. We have $1,000 grand prize.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
yeah, we do.
I really don't do
How much Brad?
I really don't do money leagues.
It's, I mean, it's a 12-man league, $100 buy-in per person, so, yeah.
The one I'm in with Christians, it was like a $60 buy-in, I
Yeah,
think. And
last year?
No, this year. I
Okay.
should, my team's the best. I should win.
Heck, yeah.
I think it'll be down to me and Christian. We're the two highest scorers on the season. He's got like a bunch of Browns homers. And so like every Browns player went like 3 rounds earlier than they should have.
That's
Nick Chubb
hilarious.
got picked in the second round.
Oh, that's like terrible decision. Horrible.
I feel like it's a little bit of candy from babies.
Nice.
God, I hope the birds don't ever suck. It's just no fun to watch.
They're rolling now.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Be rolling. Yeah, I didn't get the adapter. All right. The Zoom actually going? Yes. You're in the Zoom.
Yeah, so far it's just you. Okay, you're talking about smarts.
I got it. Yeah. Like a little, testing session. That's right.
Such a bargain shopper. I can tell how are the kids? Yeah, that's that matters, right? Like, I feel like our kids are starting to get into like they're ready. I think it's never every time. I know, me too. My kids, they're the same, they're like, we spend too much time in school, it's just so boring, we really have to be there as long as fun. I'm like, it is what it She's like, in high school, and then there was like a picture kind of wasn't like school picture, but they would come in and you had pictures with your friend. Your school ever do that where you like, okay, what after it's like your friend, so we would get like go change the picture with your friends, like come in, like springtime or something, you and your girlfriends, everybody have like matching options. Maybe it's just like, I don't know. And if he's gonna do. My house is. I also get some wood cabinet.
He's probably my. So, yeah.
You guys have a good response for your wildlife.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's not. Oh, you got stuck up front.
That's smart, right? Well, I was wanting to ask about, like, I'm like, I'm her, she was thinking about, I didn't know, like, you guys have Kathy and tell me, that's why I wanted to say about this, I didn't want to do it, and then we had extra hour, I know. Our anniversary was on the first, and like that Friday night, my mother-in-law took the kids, and I said, what do you wanna do? I'm like, I'm
Yeah, actually, they're on for events. For an event. Yes, yes. Went over to them, I think the recommended was perfect, and we went and checked out, Old Buys and nothing, go to parts stores, I like $2. Okay, so.
All right. Let's get it started. Hey guys, welcome. You guys look great, and I like saw the holiday festive thing at the last minute and didn't. This is me being holiday festive, so sorry for being kind of lame. If you did dress festively today, let's.
Reddish.
That's red. She's red hued. Yeah, Shauna's got the classy holiday. We got some tacky. Amanda, Nicole, hello.
Sorry.
Hannah, hello. Yeah, this is great. One thing I love about Legacy is you guys show up. So, wait a minute. Glad you guys are all here. We have a full agenda as always. I feel naked without my laptop up here. We're trying to do things in a way that are more conducive for our Zooming friends. So
Our Zooming friends.
that means my laptop's over there for the moment. Like this works. Where did we go? Oh boy.
We need to change battery.
No, I changed it last time. You guys made it sound like somebody just died. There we go. All right, Amanda, come on up. Let us highlight the lovely Amanda Ritchie. Let's you can go first, I'll go second, and then you'll
All right, you go.
double these down.
I'd like to highlight both Mike Svetlik and Jason LaCourte, who should both be in the room.
They are?
Perfect.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, perfect. These men have a private office in Canton, but they are both here nearly every day.
Neither of them.
Oh, sorry. Very important.
It's always had a private
I was
office.
confused. But they're both here nearly every day doing the hard work that we all need to do, meeting with clients, setting appointments, and growing their businesses. Way to work, guys.
Aaron Roby is such a great team player. He regularly goes out of his way to encourage others and find ways to be supportive. Last week, he offered his time and skills to make and serve delicious lattes. I had an almond eggnog latte. Dairy resistant of us. Served them to agents for the vision board gathering. Thank you, Aaron. And I'm giving you a nice comment. The Lord's word.
Next one is for Jess Puff. Jess Puff embodies what it means to be an incredible person. She genuinely cares about others, showing empathy and concern in everything she does. Always a great listener, she gives her time and attention without a second thought. Thoughtful and considerate, she consistently goes out of her way to support those around her, whether it's through kind words, acts of service, or simply being present when someone needs her. She celebrates every milestone, big or small, with unwavering enthusiasm. Her compassion and kindness foster trust, and create a safe space for everyone, making her someone people can always rely on. She is truly a rock star.
Double down, the Desktop Daily Double, her kindness, generosity, and willingness to help others wait, did you just do this?
No.
Are unmatched. She consistently goes above and beyond to ensure that her clients' expectations are not just met, but exceeded. Her commitment to excellence, teamwork, and putting others first is what makes her such a valued part of our team. She's the embodiment of what it means to be helpful, caring, and a true professional. All right. For jumping in. Miss Ashley, I skipped over you in my haste last month. Not this go around. Oh, no, okay, we'll do that next. Nicole, you happen to be up.
All right, so this is my first time doing this. I apologize if I don't do it right.
You're gonna do great.
Not Cassandra. So the November profit share was $21,564.71.
We slid one spot in the international rankings from 25th to 26th. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. So, let's do a little bit better.
That's gonna bring it. Year-to-date total, $383,242.20.
Nice, I think I probably jumbled the order of things that Ashley, we're just tag teaming. We are welcoming people. Nicole, stay up here. This is just an ops team song and dance tonight.
So we have a total of 6 new agents that came in on board last month. We have Jake Newcomer that moved to the Stanford team. Adriana Downing, that's with the Ross team. Jason LaCourte. We have Hannah Strema, which is part of Christian's team. We have Hannah Chumney, that's with the Tusk office, and Mallory Hurst with the Mansfield office.
A little bit of everything. Oh, there we go. That's exciting news. Take it.
Congratulations to our November cappers, Carly Bailey and Carrie Corp.
I'm not doing, but well done.
Congratulations.
You're looking at the back of your head, Nicole.
Yeah.
I know, then not be looking at my back if I'm
We
looking.
gotta do our stage, our open stage.
Hold on, let me.
Here, stand over here. There you go.
There.
You're doing great.
And congratulations to all of November's top producers.
52 of you. No, I found like a broken record and the market is hard right now. Like there's no question that the market's hard, but for 52 of you to have done that in the last month is nothing short of astounding. So we're taking market share right now. I'm proud of what you guys are accomplishing. I think that's right. Yeah, great job. Shout out the feeling of goodwill. We know that Sandra is like halfway into her time away from her recovery from surgery, and Amanda, Ashley, and Nicole have stepped up in massive ways, in filling the gaps and covering in her absence. So I'm grateful for all of you guys. You're good at what you do, and I'm grateful to have you. All right, with that. From the corner, I didn't have the TCPA warning.
I know
Yeah.
you could have primed everybody.
And now for some here, stand over here. The camera's right there.
Oh, good morning, lovely people. All
We
right.
had people on Zoom that said, yeah, Mark, I like looking at you, but I also like feeling the energy of the room, so.
What you're missing is the heat in the room. It's already
Yeah, that's
warm.
right,
Yeah.
that's right.
Oh,
We've turned the air
Turn
down.
the fan on.
I did. We did.
Okay.
Oh.
There's a fan right there. Get in the camera, turn that
Okay.
fan on.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I won't be able to hear because it'll be like
That's
a
right.
microphone or something, but anyway. All right, so NER settlement updates, a lot of you, I mean, if you're online, you're hearing everything and anything. One of the biggest things to understand right now is the lawsuit was settled, it was approved. It does not mean that things won't continue to change, because they are. You're gonna hear a lot right now about lawsuits and people suing either NAR or MLSs and or their states so that they don't have to have buyer agency agreements. But I can tell you that no matter what happens with NAR, in Ohio, buyer agency agreements are here to stay. They have already passed with House Bill 466. The governor wrote them into law. We're all doing it. It had to be done by December 12th, I think, or whatever. We've already been practicing it because of the NAR lawsuit since August, but just know that whatever you hear online, read online, see online, the state of Ohio, you absolutely must have a written buyer agency agreement in place before you work with a consumer. And that means before you're talking to them about pre-approvals and showing them houses and doing all those things. And the consumer guide is still required. So I know some people have questioned that too. It is still required. So you've got 2 forms to get signed. Mike?
So if somebody contacts, says I need information about a lender, we cannot send them lender information until we have a buyer.
You can send them lender information, but if you start pre-qualifying them, asking them like what your down payment is, do you have an idea what your credit score is, your monthly debt to income for any of those agents that ask those questions, that's working with a consumer. So you should have it signed before that. I'm not saying that there aren't instances where those types of things happen because you're trying to get a rapport with people, but please make sure you're getting those buyer agency signed right away. So, yeah. Wholesaling, so I'm actually going tomorrow to testify in front of the Ohio Senate about wholesaling. We are trying to get a bill passed that will make wholesalers have a disclosure that they have to provide with a hefty fine if they don't. We won't be able to get them licensed, unfortunately, because the current House and Senate, they're just not gonna go for more regulation. It's gonna be less regulation. So we're hoping that this will pass. Most likely it's lame duck session, which means that everybody's done at the end of the year. We're getting new people in for 2025. And we will probably have to present this again, but Ohio Realtors felt it was very important to get it in at the end of this year and next year. So look for that to be happening. I can tell you that we had one agent get called from a wholesaler. It was kind of crazy. It was a gentleman that was living in another state, even though wholesaling is legal in Ohio, this agent, and I have to applaud all of you because every single one of you understand what wholesaling is and what you can and can't do. I'm super proud to say that both these agents that have been called have called me and said something just doesn't seem right. And they were spot on, something wasn't right. So you guys are educating yourselves. It's really important that you continue to do that. But this person was an unlicensed person out of another state that called one of our agents and said, well, I want to make an offer on behalf of a guy I'm going to sell the house to. Well, that's practicing real estate because they don't have a license. And so unfortunately, that guy can get in a lot of trouble. We ended up calling him and letting him know, we're not accepting your offer and what you're doing is wrong. But please make sure before you get into a wholesaling accident with your clients, call me, or if you have questions, you can always ask another agent. So contract paperwork, one of the things I will say is not all of us are following the ROC and following contracts, whether it's our contract or somebody else's. Especially the state of Ohio contract, if you get that, it says time is of the essence in there. And if you miss one date, one time, that's it. The contract is null and void and either party can go their separate ways. So just please be careful. Right now, we are in litigation where if we would have had an ROC, that probably would have stopped all the litigation that we're being sued. But because the 2 agents in our own brokerage failed to get an ROC signed following the contract, we are now further into this litigation costing more money. So I'm telling you, pay attention to what you're doing. You are a professional and make sure you're following the contract. That's what your job is. If you're not following the contract because the clients, you can't get them on track, you need to let the other agent know. And your seller and buyer, whatever you're working. And the last thing, it's not on here, but I've had several agents. I actually had one agent call me. One agent did this and I got a call from the Division of Real Estate on Friday, which was a real fun treat at 5:30. You cannot charge a client to go into a property. You cannot say, well, I'll charge you $50 to go into a property. That is not our company policy. It is not written anywhere. It's not on the listing agreement. And basically, if you were to go to your seller and say, oh, well, I'm going to charge $50. Do you think your seller is going to appreciate the fact that you're charging them and then you're charging $50 to let somebody in the house? So I say this because it's happened twice with teams. And that's what's happening is if you're the listing agent, you are absolutely allowed to show your own listing and you should show your own listing. But if you give all your calls to a buyer's agent, that buyer's agent may or may not be getting paid if the client says, I want to be unrepresented. So you have to figure out how you're going to compensate your agent if they are showing the property and they wouldn't be compensated because the buyer wants to be unrepresented. The buyer has that right to be unrepresented. That's why we have in the listing agreement that you have 3 different options. You should be covering those all up front. If you're not doing it, shame on you, but you can't charge people to come in. So I will just tell you, you're all gonna be getting an email from me because I promised the division that I will send out a mass email. We will put it in the newsletter, and I'm stating it today. They don't want another call from our brokerage saying that there was somebody charging money to get into a listing. So please do not do that. You have written buyer agency agreements, use those. Any questions about that? Okay, that's enough information. All right, thanks.
The
Yeah.
principal's office right there, guys. He's mad and disappointed. Just kidding. Yeah, and back to the wholesaling thing briefly, I know I've been connected to a couple of these conversations. If it feels weird, it doesn't hurt to talk with Rich. You're like, I don't know who this person's representing, or I don't know who the end buyer is, like, that doesn't mean that it's illegal. Necessarily, but if it feels weird, it doesn't hurt to make a call and just gain some clarity. And yeah, how cool to have a broker that's going before the Senate on our behalf. That's a pretty cool thing. So I'm continue to be grateful for your work. This is you somewhere around here. There you are. How's it going? You all know Sarah. Many of you know Sarah. Now she's in a newish capacity.
How are you guys? How many of you guys know what essential leverage is? Maybe you may have heard of it, in passing and or what it kind of consists of. It is essentially transaction coordination. We handle anything from as soon as you guys go to under contract to closing day. So all the behind the scenes work, you guys are out on the field is what you call it, making sure they get under contract, but now you have to send everything to title and lending. Correct, did they get this on time? Did I actually send the pre-approval? Did they get everything? Is actually everything under compliance as well, fully executed? As soon as you guys send me the information, I look everything over, I make sure. Everything is fully compliant, everything gets to everybody, and essentially everybody knows their part. Introductions are sent out, things like that. By the way, I'm very nervous, so.
Oh, you're
there
great.
now. I can do this. I sit behind the computer. That's why I'm best doing this.
Who put me up here?
Yeah, who did this? Erica. But I just want to make a point. We do residential and commercial. Of course, we do everything that some people don't like to do escrow instructions, or you guys wait until the last second to do your escrow instructions and titles asking for them. It's kind of cutting it close. Same with you're getting your commissions done in a timely manner, because I know Cassandra wants it at least a week before. We're getting them done way before. If anything needs updated, we'll just do that. But I know a lot of you kind of don't like doing the behind the scenes paperwork and stuff like that, so you can kind of treat me as an assistant all day, every day. I don't mind if it's 9 o'clock at night, because I know a lot of you guys are out actually seeing homes after 5 o'clock, and I know a lot of admins just kind of clock out and like see in the morning. So feel free to text me, I don't mind at all. And I just want to bring in, because I know the new year's coming up, so definitely have time to think about business in the future, what you can budget for. We do have a one-time fee, it's $3.25 per transaction. If the transaction doesn't close, don't have to pay me. I understand, because that's how you guys don't get paid either. So I'm gonna wrap it up there because I'm gonna ramble a lot.
I have a question, Sarah.
Yeah.
Is essential leverage you, or are there?
There is a team, but it's essentially just me. If I need more help, I can get more help.
Slow time.
But yeah, and I thought it was a really cheesy thing. I know Erica's gonna laugh at me, but it's called essential leverage because it's essential for me to leverage your business.
Right on.
All right, our friend. Friend
Yeah, I was
Stolo
gonna say,
today.
it's me, I love it.
He's flipping the house.
All eyes on me. I have the beautiful ladies that are working with me, so. Hello, everybody. So later, I see the festive people, everybody's I should have worn my Christmas sweater, but I have. And the only one I have is like a Raiders one, and I'm not wearing that right now. So I'm like totally not gonna do it, but you know, yeah.
This one to make
Yeah,
sure you.
this not good, it's not good. But hello, everybody. It's always fun to get a chance to get up here and speak in front of you guys and just, go over some wonderful things, what's going on in our industry right now and how it can help you. I mean, as you guys know, Cross Country Mortgage is the #1 retail mortgage lender in the country. And there's a reason for that is because we always try to innovate and add things to your docket to help you guys, get more business. So one of the things that I wanted to kind of feature on today was Our new one, it's our Cash Plus by CCM, which is basically gonna be like a cash backed offer type of scenario for you. So we'll kind of run them through our fast track approval system to get everybody pre-approved. And then we'll take you through basically the negotiation process is when you guys get a chance to talk to them and make their offer be like a cash backed offer. So very cool, something we've been working on, kind of toyed around with it for a little bit, but now we're gonna really have an official rollout for that. So I'm gonna do a class in January. It's gonna be all new things that's gonna happen, what Cross Country is offering in 2025. So just try to make that class. We're gonna go over all the new products and things like that that we're gonna offer. Another one is our Cash Out Refinance program. Now, I know you guys heard Cash Out Refinance, so this is a specific one. This is our CCM agency one. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because we go up to about 90% loan to value and there's no PMI. And the reason I can bring that, I know why you're talking about refi or purchase business, is because people can take cash out now of their properties, you know, and not have to either get a home equity line of credit or do like a bridge loan, anything with different types of terms that they may not fit them financially. This program is gonna be perfect for them. Okay, so just wanted to kind of at least let you guys know about a couple of new things that are coming out. Thursday, we're having our fun Christmas trivia class here at the office. So come have some hot chocolate and some cookies and just have some fun. It's not gonna be all mortgage related. We'll have, you know, it's gonna be Christmas trivia too, so we're gonna have some fun. So thank you guys for your time and I appreciate you all and Merry Christmas.
I appreciate you. All right, I think we're gonna talk about the thing that we said we were gonna talk about. So how many of you went to business planning clinic a month-ish ago? Raise your hands high. I don't know, it's like 22% of the room. So this is the time of year, as you know, where we're thinking about what we need to accomplish in the next year. Maybe you've done a GPS, maybe you filled out the workbook when you were there for business planning clinic. But we all know that setting goals and having a relationship with the goals are two entirely different things. So we're going to talk a little bit today and hear from a handful of people that are smarter than me about how we move from ideas or inspiration into action into ideally results, where we're sitting down this time next year, you've already accomplished your goals for next year and you can cruise in to the holidays with that warm, cozy feeling of success. Just kind of our framework. So we're going to talk about the problem. We're going to talk about knowing your numbers and utilizing command to do that. We're going to talk about how the 411 can serve as a guide to you in that process, and then give some attention to focusing on the right activities. So the problem stares us in the mirror every day as it relates to our business. The greatest opportunity stares us in the mirror every day. Liz, you're nodding. You're feeling the truth of that. And I think it's easy for us to make excuses about interest rates, about inventory, about the things in our life that take up a lot of our time that make it hard to focus on our businesses. That being said, there's no industry quite like real estate that you can affect your success or your failure. And I'm looking at Gina because she and I talk with new agents all the time, or unlicensed folks. I'm like, hey, there's good news and bad news in this industry. Good news is the opportunity is huge. Bad news is most people don't realize it because most people aren't willing to stay focused and do the work. Whether that's distraction, a lot of us are serially distracted, whether it's through social media, whether it's through just things that are on our plate, failure to give time to the things that are necessary to grow. But as I was thinking about this, I think a lot of us self-sabotage our success. It's not just, yeah, I got a lot going on and I can't focus. It's also, I'm afraid of what would be required of me in order to achieve that success. And so we use the excuses, we use the negative self-talk. Oh, I'm not someone who blank, and we don't do this stuff. I know that's true of me. And even as I kind of participate in this conversation today, if you know me well, you know that I stink at a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about today. And as I think about that and the negative story there, as well as think about the progress that I've made, like, man, I forgot that I set those goals in bold when I was there a year ago. And heck, I've actually accomplished a lot of those things. And I got distracted along the way, and life happened along the way, but let's not be so hard on ourselves that we don't lose sight of the progress that we've made. With that, I'd like to invite up Mrs. Ritchie, Ms. Go Birds. Not even an Eagles fan, but she's converting me into an Eagles fan. She's going to talk a little bit.
Am I good to take over?
Yes, so we're going to attempt to take over She's gonna take over the screen and talk about, so in the business planning clinic, for those that were there, Mike Schmieder, the MCA of Elevate, talked a little bit about how you can utilize command to actually have a relationship with your goals and your numbers. And we're like, oh, that's cool. How do you do that? And so we're gonna talk briefly on how to do that. There it is.
Were you fixing anything else or?
Yes, I'll move this. And Caitlin was not able to make it, so we're gonna use dummy numbers from me.
Right?
Hey, Amanda.
What?
You have 485 tasks.
You know what?
The first one is to call my cat, so let's keep going. Let's get this right.
Fortune's in the follow-up, Amanda.
You're missing out, Nick. Okay, so, when it comes to goal setting in command, there's a couple parts to it. So one is actually setting your goal. So to actually set your goals, you're gonna do that in the reports applet. And you'll see this little tab that says goals. And we've got this year and we're in it for 2025 today. So we've got a little countdown. We are 21 days and 13 hours away from 2025.
Already in 2025. Our sales.
Oh, I was like. We're working with time travel. So now we're gonna do our goal setting, and you're just gonna get started. So, what is our 2025 annual profit goal, Mark?
Our 2025, okay, so this is for a solo operator's business. I'm gonna say the profit goal is $75,000.
I was aiming high with 100,000 when I was practicing.
There you go.
And, what are our expenses?
So just so we're clear, expenses are costs that are fixed. So it's not a referral, it's not your company dollar split, it's not that sort of thing. Expenses are things that get paid regardless. I will say for a producer at this level, let's say $10,000.
Okay, cost of sales?
$18,000. If you're a solo agent, that's your cap and that's your royalty.
What is my business makeup? How much percentage of my business is listings? How much of my percentage is buyers? And I'm ignoring the leases.
Let's go 50-50, for the sake of good, clean, round numbers.
Perfect. And the average commission per listing and buyer?
We'll go 5,800 each.
Can you do this for your team too, like under your team? Can you do that for your team too? Or is it?
We're not gonna show that, but yes,
That's.
yes, yeah.
Okay, so you'll see the GCI breakdown that's reflecting, we've got all of our things kind of mapped out, so we're just gonna continue on. And now we are gonna do some conversion rates. So one thing you can do is set them individually, or you can use the recommended ones. Which one are we doing?
Let's set individually just so we take a look at it more closely.
So what percentage of leads? So people have shown interest in the services you offer, but haven't engaged in a two-way conversation.
So their default is 5. This is like my landing page. This is if I have a lead site, if I'm running campaigns in Command. These are people that fill out a form somewhere but don't get to know you. But I'm gonna say we're gonna convert them at a higher level. Let's say 8%.
What about our contacts? So these are leads that you've held a two-way conversation with and have established a value-based relationship with.
Let's go higher. Let's go 8% there as well.
Okay, an appointment set, scheduled meetings with prospective clients. Examples are listing consultations, face-to-face touches, and to a further relationship.
And the conversion that we're tracking here is what percentage of these people agree to work with you. So it's not a sold deal. Listings for many are going to be higher than buyers. Oh yeah, I agree to work with you, but whether it turns into something or not is a question mark. Let's keep it there for 75%.
And the appointments kept, which means that I kept the appointment, I showed up, and it actually took place.
Same, that's fine.
And agreements mean accepted legally binding offers on homes.
Let's go 80%. Let's say we're winsome and able to handle their objections at a higher level.
Okay, and how many of these transactions go under contract? With your assistance?
listings are higher, buyers are lower. Are we doing one side or the other right now or both combined?
You do.
So we're
this
just
is
doing
listings.
listings, okay, 92%.
Do you want to do buyers?
But we can just do default, I just wanted to talk through. So we knew what we were talking about.
Beautiful. So now we've got our little fun conversion rate chart built out. We're just gonna continue. This gives us our business makeup, all the good stuff. We're reviewing our goals and now we've set them. So this will take a moment to reflect on the other side of things. You'll see you're able to toggle. So if you're like, where are they? They're right here on the 2025s. But now that we've set our goals, we want to track them. So you have your chart here that's goals versus actual. So your leads, those are gonna auto track when you have leads that come in to your account. If you're manually adding the lead, you need to mark it as a lead so that command recognizes that it's not just a contact, it is a lead. Your contacts, those are automatically gonna update as you're putting them in. The other 5 here, are gonna be tracked through the opportunity phase. So if you're gonna track this correctly, you're gonna have to be a little more involved with your opportunities other than just when you're getting paid commission. So we'll talk about that in a moment. And then Mark likes this goal conversion rates chart here. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So, these ones, most of these are also going to be tracked in that opportunity phase. You'll also see an activities breakdown. So your activities breakdown is gonna be things that you track in the contact card. Those are how many emails have you sent them? How many smart plans, did they get? How many like of your contacts have neighborhoods, like actual activities that you're doing in the contact card? But really, we're just gonna look at these. How many appointments have been set? How many were kept? How many agreements do I have? All of that good stuff is gonna, be tracked in this opportunities tablet. So when you go into your opportunities, all of you are familiar with this, unless you're using essential leverage or your admins are doing it for you. You're just gonna create an opportunity. This does require your contacts already created. Let's assume that they're already in my database. So let's say we've got a listing. My client is gonna be my son, my cat. And it'll automatically, name this. So now I know that I've got Romeo, he's a listing, things are happening. The only thing that you have to really fill out is the commission rate. And he's given me a 3%. And the phase, you have a few to choose from. So you have the cultivate stage, which that is a viable lead, but nothing actionable.
Just, hey,
yet.
my Aunt Joan wants to sell her house next summer, can you reach out to her at some point? Okay,
You've
we're not
got,
setting up an appointment just yet.
so you've got the cultivate phase, the appointment phase, and the active phase. And then when you move them, you have like watch, nurture, hot, whatever you choose. So once you create it, you'll see all of the tracking is done in this key dates section. So, appointment date, agreement, the contract, all of those good things are found in this key dates section. So as you're updating, your goals are gonna update with it. So the appointment was scheduled today and we're meeting tomorrow. And we can save that and you'll see that reflect in your goals when you're doing your comparatives, so looking at your conversion charts. So
Right.
really cool there. Is there anything you'd like me to show otherwise? here?
No, that was the main idea, and are you able to go back to the funnel real quick? 'Cause we-
Which one? Like the.
Yeah,
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
When you meet with somebody and they sign a buyer agreement, in a listing agreement, can you do that on the thing or do you have to do something?
Hold on a second. So. I'm not even in the right spot. Here we go. So let's see here. If we are, like, they signed a listing and a. So it looks like you have agreement date. A listed date.
pretty sure you're setting up separate side.
I think
Because
so
that's-
too, because you have two different addresses. so
Correct.
You're gonna have.
and.
Oh, yeah, you would have a buyer and a
Different
listing.
outcomes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's two opportunities.
Sorry, I didn't understand. And then anything else, like I said, those actual activities breakdowns, those are found in the contact part. So when you're talking anything like all activity, you're talking smart plans. Do I have tasks set up? Did I add notes? Like, do they have neighborhoods? Are they getting emails from me? Am I emailing them? So everything that you do essentially is going to be counting towards your fun little goals that you have. And if anybody wants to do this further, like, let me know, set up a one-on-one with me, we'll walk through all this, talk a little more in depth about it.
One note, I just wanna highlight here, so this funnel, she noted that I loved it, this is where your business gets real. And I think so many of us say, oh, I'd love to sell 3 homes this month. That's not an immediately actionable thing for most of you. And so the parenthetical numbers here, again, assuming the conversion rates that we built in and that you can tweak. You can't measure what you don't, you can't manage what you don't measure, right? And so you can say, I've got loads of leads, but I'm not getting appointments. Okay, now we know what to focus on in our business, but if you're not tracking those things, how do you really know that beyond your general intuition here? So our numbers assume that you need to close 18 deals in order to generate $75,000 in profit, which means you're getting 24 contracts, 32 agreements, 42 appointments kept. So that's the real number. And to shout out Jason Laporte again, he's grinding in here every day setting appointments. If you're not setting appointments, you're not really doing real estate. If you're waiting for someone to call you, or maybe I'm like doing some searches, you wake up each day saying, how do I set and hold appointments? And so I think for most people coming on a business planning clinic, it's like, oh, I go on one valid appointment every week, then like I should be able to crush the small goals that I've set for myself. If I want to go higher than that, like, hey, if I can have an appointment a day, then it becomes real. But I think that's where it moves us into action. And once we start tracking that, then we can see where our opportunities are. So just wanted to highlight that.
I
Thanks,
would love
Amanda.
to do this with all of you, so get with me and let's set this up.
All right, I'm gonna take the screen back over. Let's give Amanda a hand. And I'm gonna take this back over. Okay, looked like it worked. All right, oh. Melissa, you're on deck. So as we talk about numbers, this is from the MREA, which our team is working through right now. And as we think about the types of goals that we're setting, yes, units matter, yes, volume matters, obviously, because that's what pays the bill. We'll have right here. But these are the 8 goal categories of the millionaire real estate agent. So not all of you are at this place, but if you're at a place where, oh yeah, I've got a team, we're doing these things, that's where you would set goal around all of these. If you're a solo operator that's looking to improve in the next year, my encouragement for you is to say, okay, I care about how many closing, number 4 is a given, that's what we all focus on. But what 1 or 2 other categories do I need to give very specific attention to? Do I have a goal for how many listings I'm gonna take in 2025? Most of you don't. Most of you say, hey, I'd like to sell 20 homes. And whoever calls me, I will gladly serve. But I would encourage you to think more specifically around 1 or 2 of those in order to improve your business next year. All right. Oops, I just went backwards. Melissa Sanford, welcome, Melissa. Glad to have you. Hailing from Wayne County, originally from upstate New York. But I have been impressed, Melissa, over the years as accountability and focusing on the things that matter in your business is something that you walk the walk with and you emphasize within your team as well. So many of us know about the GPS. Not a lot of us utilize the 411, and they're basically tools that are meant to be utilized together. Melissa, in your words, can you give us an overview of what the 411 is and kind of how it works?
I think the 411 takes the GPS and gives you the processes. Because on the GPS, it's like, I want to sell 50 houses, I want to make this much money, here are the 1 things and then the 5 things. I think the 411 is for people who want to be a lot more accountable to their goal. And I like the 411 because it gives you space for business. Job.
Right, and I put hers up there for us to walk through. You guys won't be able to read it.
For people to look, if they,
Okay.
this is like the perfect.
Yes, so, the 411, the 4 stands for what?
Oh my gosh, the 4 goals at the.
No, 4 weeks,
Oh.
in 1 month, 1 year. They just try to do things that are memorable. That doesn't really make sense, but
GPS,
we back our way into our today activities. So if I'm saying I want to sell X number of homes this year, what does that mean for this month? And what does that mean I need to do this week? Most of us aren't gonna write on our weekly goals, sell a house. But we might say I need to set X number of appointments or make X number of contacts. So it's moving it into the week to week. That makes it actionable. Many of us create GPSs, and I have certainly been an offender by, "Hey, we got this GPS," and I look at it sometimes. Does it impact the way that I wake up on a Monday morning and say, this is what I'm gonna do this week? Sometimes, certainly not always. The 411 is designed to help us do just that. So Melissa shared what she described as the perfect 411 from a highly organized person on her team from a couple years ago. You want to talk us through I broke it down by year, month, and week.
Sure. So Claudia was my director of ops and she set up her yearly goals, her monthly goals and her weekly goals, and then she color coded them. And then every week she was a cross offer. Sam, this is probably you through and through. I think the beauty of the 411 is everything that you write on your weekly goals has to go in your calendar. So you can't be like, I wanna work out. Like you would put in Monday morning from 8 to 9, I'm working out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I think the beauty of this tool is whatever you write here, it has to be able to physically go in your calendar. So like Mark said, you're not gonna put, I'm gonna sell a house this week, like how many appointments are you gonna go on? How many people are you gonna talk to? How many leads are you gonna try to capture, that kind of thing, so. And Claudia it was painful for her if she didn't get something on her weekly crossed off. But she would move them over to the next week if she had to, so if something didn't get done. Being the rainmaker of a team, I think. Sometimes we get so focused on the business goal that we forget that people have personal goals, and so like if Nick was on my team, I'm gonna pick him right here. Like his personal goals would become just as valuable to me as his business goals.
Yeah.
So, if he's like, I wanna save $10,000 this year, cause I wanna go on a nice vacation, like every time we meet and go over our goals, I'm like, how much did you put in your vacation fund? Probably first, cause if you get too focused on the houses and the GCI and this much money, and then when you go off track because shit happens sometimes and you don't meet your goal, I think it's very devastating to somebody.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're more than just a listing signer, and I think I really appreciate the emphasis on the personal, because the personal stuff doesn't go in your GPS. It's not like you're not building a GPS around my best year ever. You're building a GPS around your business goals, and so the 411 puts that into action, but it puts personal as well. Claudia's got her job goals. She's got the team goals. She's got the team business financial goals, and then she's got her personal goals. If I'm you as someone who's not a DOO of a team, like Claudia was when she was building this, I'm thinking business, what do I need to be doing in my business? I'm thinking personal financial, what do I need to do to accomplish what I want to financially? And then I'm thinking personal other, key relationships, health, what are the things that need attention? Yeah, the 7 circles of the one.
Yeah.
And so Claudia moves from the annual into the monthly. And every month is different. I think sometimes it's easy to copy and paste. I need to do this every single month. Well, what's happening with my kid? Like summer is different than spring in the market, but also summer is different than spring with things that are in my life. That would be important as you think through the monthly goal. To tweak as you go, and then weekly, this for her, it looks like it was her, in many ways, her to-do list. Is that kind of what it becomes?
Yep.
Melissa, as you're reviewing this yourself or holding others accountable, what questions are you asking? So I built a GPS, you're sitting down with Nick to review, I built a 411, you're sitting down, is it weekly, is it monthly? What's the best kind of ongoing relationship to have with your?
You need an accountability partner, so if you're not on a team, I would just pick a friend that's in the room. Because if you don't have an accountability partner, like everyday real estate gets in the way, life gets in the way, and then you're like, I don't even remember what I put on there. So I think having an accountability partner, and for my team and my agents, I would say it's twice a month. If you're on track to meet your goals, and if not, we're meeting once a month. And there's some people who are very goal oriented. I know when I first started at KW, like I was very goal oriented. And it was like, I would sacrifice so much to just meet that goal. And for me, that's my personal life. But like, even if you ask me right now, like what my goal is for 2025, I don't know yet.
Yeah, because you've got a lot to deal with.
Yeah, so we're working on that, and I have to wait for all the agents to put their goals together before I can put my goals. Cause I wanna make sure I'm meeting their needs too.
Yeah. I think we all become busy, and my team regularly goes into conniptions looking at my calendar because it has too much stuff on it. The goal of a 411 is not to put too much stuff on your calendar. The goal of the 411 is to create clarity about what has to be on your calendar. Gary will say, hey, I time block my morning like a machine, and I keep my afternoons open. Either for pleasure or to see what happens from there. So the goal is not, oh, I need to take this and I need to build 10 hours of activities. So much as I don't clock out whenever I clock out, I know we don't never actually clock out in this business, but I'm not done with business initiating activities until this list is done. We're always responding, we're always answering our phone and texting, I get that, but your 411 becomes your marching orders for that week or for that month.
Yeah, and our rule of thumb is like you can change the time, but you can't just delete it out of your calendar. So if working out is on there, if doing your lead gen is on there, you can, if you have it time blocked for the morning and then your buyer can only meet with you in the morning, you get to change the time, but you can't just exclude what it is.
We replace, we don't erase.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's good. Anything else you'd like to add with 411 best practices?
I think the accountability is the biggest piece because
Yeah.
like you guys could all fill this out today and then we could do this again in July and probably half the stuff that you had on there, you don't even remember.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the accountability piece. And Cliff said he would volunteer to hold everybody accountable
Yep.
if they needed it, so.
I will crush you.
Okay.
Get in my calendar. That's, yes, yeah. So find a partner, find a friend, look across the room and whoever you make eye contact with next. Oh, thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That was fine.
So if you've never done this before, you may say, I know that there's lots of things I can be doing, but what should I be doing? And so Gina was kind of following up the 411 conversation to give specific thoughts around this time of year, things that can be going in your 411 to move you into activity.
Yeah. My idea sparked kind of from, we did a November contest and every day in the month of November, there was an activity. And Jennifer was our winner. And so I was thinking about the 12 days of Christmas and how we can talk about what the things we can be doing and adding to our GPS or 411, or obviously both. So to clarify, your GPS is going to be your overall main goal for the whole year. The 411 is your breakdown. So how am I going to put that on my calendar, which for me would be the strategies that are in the GPS.
Yes, right.
And we'll talk a little about that back when I get to the end, but I'm just gonna go right through the 12 days of Christmas. And these are your activities and I can give these to everyone if you need them. But day one would be create a social media campaign in Command. If you don't know how to do that, that's what your one-on-one with Amanda is about. Number 2, or the second day of Christmas, I'm not singing it.
Come on, Gina, I'll do it.
Second day of Christmas,
Yep.
is your 5 by 5 by 5, which is 5 social media friend requests, 5 comments, 5 DMs, and we added 5 happy birthdays.
Bonus.
The third day is send out 10 gratitude text messages. We did this in Dominate Your Week a couple of weeks ago, and I kind of just stopped the class and tell everybody just to do 3. And it was amazing just to watch everyone's face who did that, see that they actually got responses. You don't just do that and someone ignores you typically. And no one's ever going to say, why the hell are you sending me a gratitude text,
Yeah.
right? So that's just a nice little exercise, remember to keep doing. Number 4, or the 4th day, is script with your partner. Usually that's also your accountability partner. So make sure your accountability partner and your scripting partner, it's easier if that's the same person. They've got lots of scripts that you can be using. If you need any, let me know. On the 5th day, we're going to schedule an open house. Don't just schedule your open house. It doesn't do anybody any good if you're just gonna go sit there for an hour and a half to 2 hours and you haven't done anything to bring people there. One of the ideas we've been talking about in coaching is to make your open house like an event. To make it an Eventbrite and invite past people who've come to open houses before. Do a campaign in command to invite people that you know to your open house. And then go door knocking the night before. Create a flyer that says, this is a sneak peek for you, neighbor. Like, it's weird to go knocking on people's doors. Some people love it, some people hate it. It feels uncomfortable if you don't have a purpose. But if you just go to the door and say, I'm the agent down the street who's hosting an open house and I just wanted to invite you, we're gonna do a 20-minute sneak peek. Thank you, Shonda, for that idea when we were doing coaching together like a couple years ago. So that invite would be really nice. So on the 6th day, add 10 new people to your command database. Don't just add 10 people. You need to have their name, their home address, preferably email address and phone number. If you don't have all that stuff, get them added and then go back and audit your command and then start adding those things. On the 7th day, send 10 handwritten note cards. So I did Mason as well. We did Thanksgiving cards this year and we hand wrote them out and then mailed those out before Christmas because I feel like people get all kinds of Christmas presents and they get lost. So Thanksgiving was to get ahead of it and hopefully they have my card a little bit longer. Have coffee with someone that you can learn from. We're strongly encouraging this in the coaching program. That could be an agent in the office. That could be someone that's from our title company, one of our lenders, or just someone that they can learn from. No one's gonna say no if you say, hey, I'd love to learn more from you. Can we have coffee? On the 9th day, create your social media content for Q1 in 2025. If you're just winging it, you're probably just not gonna do it. So make a time plan in your calendar to do all the social media content for Q1. Attend at least one networking event. That could be personal, that could be business, that could be KW, just something where you're getting around other people and meeting people and talking. On the 11th day, call 5 for sale by owners. And on the 12th day, create your 2025 GPS, which we happen to be doing tomorrow at 11 o'clock. So a little bit about that is this year, we're doing something a little bit different with our GPS. We're going to do the year, but we're actually only gonna spend about 15 minutes on that. We're gonna spend the rest of the time doing your 90-day GPS. And so next year, I'm gonna be doing quarterly GPS. So this way we can control those 90 days and not just file away that GPS for the year and never look at it again. So all are welcome. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Gina. Appreciate you. I feel like you and Rob need a picture together. Elegant. All right. Chris Lynch, Keller Home Loans. Many of you were at business planning, so you were there the day that it was announced, but Chris, you're now the regional vice president. Is that the lingo?
Yes.
Keller Home Loans.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us. I am Christopher Lynch. And
You do the wave there, Chris?
some of you know me, some of you don't. My team is also in the back. So we have Kayla, Jessica, and Adam. And so you will see us a lot more. And honestly, this was just like an intro, especially if you weren't at the business clinic. And right now, we just kind of want to get to know you. So if we haven't, we don't know each other, let's figure out a time to meet. And day 8, per Gina, would be a perfect opportunity for us to meet. And so Yes, just let us know. We'd be more than happy to sit down with you guys. Ultimately, we're just people who want to get to know you, work with your clients, and just grow each other's businesses. That's what it really boils down to. So thank you, and we're excited.
Awesome. Thank you for to know, and I say this when new agents join, like, we have a lot of agents here and we do a lot of transactions here. It's a big pie, and at the end of the day, your job is to work with partners that are a good fit for you. So we partner with a fantastic title company, some fantastic lenders, fantastic warranty company, et cetera. That's not an onerous market center expectation, that if you don't work with that person or that team, then you're in trouble. Sam's like, Mark. Yeah. But we only partner with people that provide high level service, so just commend everyone here in the big pie that we have. Grateful for you, Chris. All right, let's do the announcements real quick and then play the game. So Ashley, just a couple of the coming ups.
Don't be scared, Sean. Or Liz, sorry.
All right, coming up.
We do have 2 upcoming events, which everybody knows our holiday party is on Friday.
Can they still RSVP?
I think we have 10 tickets left.
And if you are, because it was a free RSVP, if you're not planning on attending, please let us know, just because we want to make sure that everyone who can come, want to come.
And then the next one is by popular demand, we have an attorney coming for our gas, oil, and mineral rights class. It's on January 9th at 10.
Never has an oil field look so like idyllic.
Is that the landman? It looks like a preview of.
For those from Tusk County, this is Brad Hillier who came and taught us there last month, and everyone up here was jealous, and so he's agreed to come up and do that.
Is it really January 10th though? Oh, and then we have a euchre tournament. Stop it. What? Coming January 24th.
Don't partner up with Aaron Roby. Aaron Roby is not gonna be euchre.
You don't have a choice.
You don't have to have a partner, this, you come, you're gonna play different people all night long.
Oh, a speed dating.
Oh, it's like speed euchre.
Cool.
I love that, you don't need someone.
Friday, January 24th, 6:30. You'll get more info about it.
Yeah.
All right. So, real quick, Zoomers, this is an in-person game. We apologize. And thank you for joining us. You're welcome to watch us, but it's gonna be an in-person. Amanda, what's happening?
Okay. Liz, we have a giant saran wrap ball that I made with my own 2 little cans with fun little gifts inside. We're not gonna do the typical roll the dice and pass it to the next person. Instead, what we're gonna do is somebody's gonna get this first. You're gonna pass you're gonna pass this way. So however that
To your
works.
left.
Thank you. Okay.
Stage right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask the person who is supposed to get the ball next to answer a trivia question. So if they get it right, like you're passing it right on. If they're really struggling, that's great. It's more time for you to open. And if they're really, really struggling, they're gonna phone a friend in this room to try to get it.
With a 10-second runoff. 10-second runoff for accountability.
Okay, so, Carly, choose anybody in this room. Choose anybody in this room. Mason? Okay. So we're gonna start with Mason. You're gonna start unwrapping. I'm going to ask Ashley a question. As soon as she gets it right, you're gonna pass it on. Okay, right, so ready, set, go. In the song Frosty the Snowman, what made Frosty come to life? Cosmic magic, no. You can take as many guesses. Mason's really good at it.
Someone's ready to be a phone a friend if you want.
Ashley, I'll be your phone friend.
Yeah. Yeah. An old silk hat.
So you have 10-second runoff. Mason's got 10 seconds.
Oh.
If you have to phone a friend.
Yeah. Oh, we have to phone a friend.
That makes sense.
Hurry up, man.
You got your timer on?
Is you pass that on?
Okay, you're good.
Go flash. No, yeah, the type mortgage, whose interest rate stays the same over the life of the loan. Fixed rate.
Oh, 10 seconds. Are you still doing 10 seconds?
Not if you have to phone a
Okay,
friend, it doesn't have to phone a friend, it's only for phone a friend, it's a penalty, guys.
Name of the book written by Gary Keller.
Written by who?
Gary Keller.
We're not allowed to rip it, right? Isn't that the rule?
I didn't hear that rule.
That's my rule. Good, keep thinking longer, don't. No, don't phone a friend.
Well, can I phone a friend?
No,
Yeah.
I can hear a friend.
The one thing.
Get 10 extra seconds if they do.
You phone a friend, Nicole gave the answer, 10 seconds.
He didn't say the answer though.
I gave her the.
Alright, 10 seconds.
Oh, you got something.
It's all the candies.
Alright, time.
Okay, pass it to Nicole.
Time for 2 files.
So I'm gonna start with you. Okay.
Tell me about that. Holiday ban, what tie hides around the house reporting Max Santon, who has been naughty or.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Danielle gets it.
Yeah.
What Christmas decoration was originally made from the frame of Kilmer?
I didn't.
What Christmas decoration was originally made from the frame?
Silver.
Ginger, what is KW yarn? What is KW? Name of it. We lost the entire right side of the room.
You guys are playing with us. We're good.
What Christmas beverage is also known as milk?
Oh, that's smart.
What is the keyword that means someone other than the person who owns a property has legal rights to use it, at least for a specific reason? What's the keyword that means someone other than the person who owns the property has legal rights to use it? Keyword.
Keyword. Something like.
Yeah, that's correct.
Alright, 10 seconds starting.
Keep going, get it.
Come on, Diane. So I'm like. And maybe somebody else.
Time.
Oh, she's so kind.
Linda, one of Santa's reindeers shares the name with the famous symbol of Valentine's Day. What reindeer is that? Fernanda.
Cupid.
Now you got the 10-second runoff going?
Oh. Did she ask for a break?
She was desperately in need of this.
Oh, Tracy.
Are you having Nick go?
Yes.
Alright.
No, I'll send it.
Yeah, but who's your next? Nick, no.
My next one.
Okay.
What?
He's the one who passed.
Here you go.
I lost my place. What Christmas tree is known for its long shelf life, and it's not one that's considered desirable? Nope. Nope. Yep. Oh, we got it right.
I feel like it's.
Go, Nick, go.
Gina, what is the most expensive state in the United States? You're done. Shonda. Oh. What's the name of the family featured in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation? The Griswold. Okay, perfect.
Alright.
Yes.
Well done.
What is considered the most popular Christmas movie of all time?
Think about that, Hannah. Think about it.
It's a lot.
Jimmy Stewart?
But our first one. Yep.
Oh, no. Yes, no, yeah.
Liz, what phrase made popular in the book A Christmas Carol expresses annoyance with cheery holiday?
Bahama.
Yep.
She said that, but you said that before, yes.
Never, Mark. You know me.
Okay, Nicole, in the song Silent Night, what two words come after Silent Night?
Holy night.
Yep.
Nicole. Thought you were my
Fix this
butt.
in. There's no pressure.
Christian, what are the three most common toxins for which homes are tested for?
Radon, mold, and asbestos.
No, you got mold and asbestos.
Oh, that's.
Sun.
Oh, hardest question and it's done.
Okay,
Nice.
so that prize does not apply to you. So you're gonna wanna give that to somebody. To Christian.
It's a gift card that's going.
It's not a gift
All
card.
right, so,
It's a coupon that
great
doesn't apply
job.
to Nicole.
Amanda and Ashley for putting that together, thank you. We have special one, I know everyone's tired of pizza, we got pasta today, sponsored by Shonda Davis. The sauce is her husband's totally rad spaghetti sauce.
And it is.
Am I saying it right? So enjoy it and what's your husband's name?
Bob.
Bob Davis.
So his initials are R.A.D. hence the rat.
Rad, totally rad. So enjoy it, talk with someone you don't know, and yeah, great book you all.
Yeah.